Marcus Aurelius, the emperor, the warrior, the philosopher. But forget the titles for a second. This is a man who secretly ran the world, and then spent his nights writing a private survival manual to stop the world from running him. He wrote meditations not for history books, but for one person, himself. And in those quiet pages, he locked away 7 urgent lessons, a spiritual inheritance every father must deliver to his son if he wants him to survive the modern age. Because the greatest inheritance a man can bestow is not cash or property, but the unwavering strength of character. It is the blueprint for how to be good. Marcus teaches us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Today, we walk through the emperor's words, not as kings of empires, but as fathers, brothers, and men building a legacy at home. This is the Stoic Father's Guide. Marcus wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength." Here's the silent trap we often set for our sons. We try to shield them from bad outcomes, when our real duty is far simpler and more powerful. It's teaching him to control the one thing he fully owns, his response to chaos. In a culture saturated with noise, comparison, and anxiety, calm is rebellion. Your son is bombarded with messages telling him his happiness depends on external validation, status, money, or approval. This lesson is the antidote. When the traffic snarls, when a project fails, when a tough conversation ends badly, the event itself is neutral. Your reaction is the only variable. Teach him that breath, that pause, is the moment he exercises his sovereignty. It is the action of the inner king. Because self-mastery is the single defining difference between the man who is perpetually reactive and the man who is truly leading his life. Marcus wrote, "If it's endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining." Let's be honest. What's the most damaging thing we teach our sons by accident? That pain should be avoided at all costs. Marcus flips this. Pain is not the enemy. It is the ultimate teacher of perspective and resilience. The boy who sees his father handle a professional setback, a financial disappointment, or a deep fatigue with quiet, functional calm learns more about courage than any lecture could provide. Life will test your son, with rejection, with physical labor, and with failure. Your steady example will teach him that the pain will pass, but his character must endure. Endurance is not just surviving. It is showing up anyway. It's the difference between folding under pressure and simply solving the problem. Every time you choose to get up and execute your duty, even when exhausted, your son learns precisely what unbreakable means. Waste no more time on what others do or say. Do what's right. Marcus understood that the hardest battle is not fought against external armies or rivals, but within your own conscience. Teach your son that winning without honor is simply a shameful loss. In an age obsessed with public success and external metrics, likes, views, titles, raise him to choose character over comfort every single time, especially when that choice costs him something. The hardest choice is always the one no one will ever applaud or even notice. It's returning the extra change. It's admitting a mistake that could have been hidden. It's choosing the ethical but harder path in a business deal. That choice is what you model. Remember, integrity is doing the right thing when absolutely no one is looking. Marcus wrote, "When you love, love is immortal." This is the hardest paradox of fatherhood. Deep love requires the courage to prepare for and accept loss and change. Teach your son the difference between caring deeply and clinging tightly. True love means allowing the object of your affection, be it a partner, a friend, or your own child, to become who they are independently of your expectations. Don't try to mold him into a smaller version of yourself. Guide him, provide the tools, and then bravely trust the foundation you built. Allow him to make his own mistakes. The greatest act of love a father can perform is preparing his son to thrive without him. Because true strength isn't found in rigid control. It's in a profound courage to release and trust the process of life. Marcus wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I am rising to do the work of a human being." Fathers, discipline is not punishment. It is your ultimate protection against regret and aimlessness. The small, consistent habits you build today become the heavy armor your son will wear tomorrow when he faces adulthood. Wake up early. Work with focus. Keep every promise you make to yourself and others. Freedom doesn't arrive when you do whatever you feel like doing. It arrives when you master what you must do. The disciplined man is not restricted. He is the one who chooses his future self over his current, fleeting comfort. He builds self-respect through action. The undisciplined man is a slave to impulse. The disciplined one is the master of his own fate. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. This reminder, memento mori, is not meant to frighten. It is meant to fiercely awaken you to the present moment. It acts as an eraser for the trivial. What fights, grudges, or arguments disappear when you remember the finite nature time and that your energy is non-renewable. A father who remembers his mortality lives more kindly, speaks more gently, and wastes far less time on trivial anger. This translates into presence. Put the phone down. Listen completely. Be fully engaged on playground, at the dinner table, and during the bedtime story. Teach your son that every breath is borrowed. Every day is an extraordinary gift. That focus, conscious attention is the highest form of love. Marcus wrote, "Receive without pride, let go without attachment." Humility is not weakness. It is perfect clarity about one's place in the universe. It is the engine of wisdom. If you believe you know everything, you stop growing. Teach your son that a man's true greatness is measured not by how high he stands in the eyes of the world, but by how readily he is willing to stoop to learn or to lift another person up. Let him see you apologize genuinely when you are wrong, not as an act of surrender, but as an act of strength and self-correction. When you say, "I was wrong," you teach him that mistakes are not failures, but opportunities for correction and growth, unburdened by ego. When he learns to bow his ego, he will truly rise in wisdom. Money vanishes. Titles fade. You are the emperor of a small, vital kingdom. Your home, your family, your inner world. Rule as Marcus Aurelius did, with virtue, reason, and fierce discipline. The legacy of a father is not the house he builds, but the man he shapes. And one day, your son will remember not what you owned, but who you were when no one watched. What we do now echoes in eternity. Be the echo he's proud to carry.